Oh, and feels like it's been a while. Oh, let's get my feet up, get my feet up. Put the mic on properly. Should have done that before I started the camera, twat. Yeah, guys, it's been a while. It's currently 26th of September. We're gonna get the feet right up. So yeah, we're gonna have a little chat, post-show reflection, post-competitive season reflection, and yeah, obviously touch on what I've been doing since the show. So obviously, when I competed over a week ago now. So I competed on the 15th September. It's been 11 days since I've touched the camera to record this bit. Reason being is I just wanted to chill out for a little bit. I just wanted to chill out. I wanted to reflect. I wanted to just kind of think about the competitive season and think about how I want to approach like finishing off this video. Wasn't really to collect my thoughts, because I kind of collected my thoughts as soon as I stepped off stage or within the first couple of days. I knew how I felt. I knew I needed that show. And you're going to watch from the video, I didn't record anything straight after the show. Reason for that was I just went out with some of my friends. My mum was there as well. We went out for a burger. That particular day, I had a Fat Hippo burger from Birmingham. If you've not been to Fat Hippo, get yourself there. The burgers are unreal. Then went and had on the drive home, had a cookie box. Finished that off. When I got home, I had a Domino's. I enjoyed it. And then pretty much from that day onwards, we just got back to it. We just started tracking the food. And all I've kind of been doing in an approach to post-show period, compared to last year was a bit of a shambles. I didn't actually record much or talk about this much last year. The main reason being I didn't want to come across as a failure. This year I don't really give a fuck. I want to be honest. Last year was a shambles. I went on a massive binge fest. I couldn't control my eating, couldn't control what I wanted to eat. I just ate a bunch of shit that I was really craving. But the reality is, if you do ever compete, you're going to be craving everything. You're never going to feel full, when you're just going to get yourself to a point where you eat to the point of being sick. This time round, not once have I been sick. Not once, apart from Sunday, when I finished competing, did I feel like my stomach was distended. That's a massive win. So essentially Sunday happened, we ate more food, I enjoyed what I wanted. Obviously within reason, having 2 main meals, and then obviously got to bed, felt full as fuck, fell asleep. And then as of Monday, it was more of a case of tracking every single thing that went into my gob. Last year, I fell off the fucking wagon completely. I said to myself, I'm having a week off, but it was my first time competing and I didn't understand the process. Now, for any one of you lot watching this video right now, if you ever compete and you decide to compete, please be aware the post-show period is fucking harder than the prep itself. Why? Because you're done. Technically, you're not done, but in your head, you're done. You've competed, you've done whatever you've done, and it's time to eat. You're in this mindset of eating, and you're ready to eat, and you're like, yes, I've competed, I've achieved it, I've got there, I'm happy, time to eat the fucking food. No, do not do that. Even this year, eating more food, even though it's more good quality food, which I'm going to go through in a second, my ankles have still got edema. They're not bad now, but for the first 4 days or first 5 days and for the first week, my ankles were swelled up when it came to walking for longer than fucking 20 minutes. I couldn't barely walk up a hill without my ankles and my calves swelling up. So what I want you to bear in mind is, if you do ever compete, if you shove whatever food you want in your mouth with zero control, you are going to have a struggle and a very, very bad time post-show, because you're going to probably be sick. You're probably going to eat until you throw up a couple of times. You're probably just going to eat everything in sight. And even then, you're probably still not going to be satisfied. If anything, you're going to be disappointing yourself. So what I would recommend post-show, allow yourself more flexibility. Allow yourself more freedom. I am not a robot year round, okay? Whether I do bodybuilding or not. I needed this week, or the past week, to relax with food and to make sure I got myself in a position mentally where I was ready to lock the fuck back in. Because I'm going to talk about the show in a second, but I feel like this is important. And the reason why I want to lock back in is because, one, my head and my mindset is so much different to last year. And two, I didn't want to experience the shit that I experienced last year in terms of how I felt about myself. I felt lost post-show. It's quite a common thing. You prep for this thing, your engagement on Instagram goes up, which last year I cared about. Right now I couldn't give a fuck. I'm more bothered about progression and constantly being a better version of myself, which is why I'm in a different headspace this time around. But I remember being sat there one night and just thinking to myself last year, I feel so lost. It's like you work so hard for this thing and you get so much engagement on Instagram and social media, and it's like, well, no one gives a fuck anymore because you're putting a bit more weight on. But it's never going to be about that. People are going to appreciate what you do when it comes to dieting because it is hard, when it comes to prep because it is hard. But people will, in reality, it's never about other people, it's about yourself, it's about constant progression. And that's why this year, post-show's been much better for me from a mental standpoint, and I don't feel lost because I know what's next. What's next is a positive post-show to the point where I am enjoying more food, I'm enjoying more flexibility, I'm just eating more of the things that I want to. Am I going over the baseline target set? Yes. Is it with shit food that's not quality, doesn't digest well, doesn't sit well on my stomach? No. It's just more rice, jasmine rice, it's more cream of rice, it's more oats, it's just a little bit more meat. So the way that I've kind of approached it is increase my protein intake, because again, you're not going to feel full, but protein intake will increase satiety to an extent, even post-show. So that's gone up to about, for me, to anywhere between 250 and 280 grams a day. Carbohydrates I've been getting anywhere between 450 to 500 a day in, which is more than I should be eating, okay? I will say that. But again, it's from good quality sources. So it's not like it's sitting on my stomach heavy. So obviously how I looked on stage isn't how I look now. And that's okay. Because my main priority post-show is to, one, have that flexibility back in my life, to mentally get myself back in a good space to grow, but not treat it as a fucking free-for-all and get fat. I worked too damn hard. So now it's a case of removing the water retention, dropping body weight back down again, because within the first week as well, it was my birthday just over this weekend gone. I put on 20 pounds in a week. Now I'm down by another 4 pounds. And that is going to keep trickling down, and I want to get it down from 190, well, 186 now, to around 182, 181, because your boy's off IB for next weekend. Well, not this weekend coming. And I want to make sure that I'm in semi-decent nick, and I don't go to IB for in fucking off-season shape like every other time I've been. To be honest, I want to feel decent, and I don't want my ankles to be swelled when I'm walking around and it's fucking hot. So that is the goal, to get rid of that. But anyway, if you are on a bit of a rumble, as I do, my brain goes on a wild one. But if you are going to approach post-show, like if you are going to compete, please just be aware, if it's your first time, you're probably going to fuck up. I'm going to be honest. Me saying all this now and me stating all this, you are going to fuck up. You are probably going to eat what you want, and you're probably going to dislike how you've approached it. It is a given. I'm not even going to beat around the bush. Some people approach it in a way where they're too restrictive, and then they get to a point where they end up going on a mad one anyway. So, in my head, get it out your system as quick as you fucking can, realise it's horrible, and then get back to plan. Or you could approach it like me, where the day of the show, have whatever the fuck you want. The following week, eat more food, but good quality food that you was already having through the prep, and a little bit more that's going to digest well. The week after that, taper it down again, because your body weight's going to increase. You're probably going to feel a little bit heavier. You probably are going to be a little bit heavier from the fluid retention and obviously the increased sodium. The week after, taper things back down again. Allow your body weight to trickle back down. Understand that you are not going to feel full. Understand that you are not going to be satisfied as such with food. And that's okay, because eventually we'll get to a point where if you control the post-show period, your ability to grow and have a long a longer sort of period of growing, because your appetite will be in a good spot. Your ability to be able to uptake the nutrients will be good because you're carrying less body fat. You will have a much better time. But am I even recording this? Here I am. Okay, now. Just had to double check. I'd have been fucking fuming otherwise. But yeah, post-show reflection. That's enough about sort of my approach to post-show. Post-show reflection, post-competitive season reflection. First, let's talk about the show. PCA was what I needed. The first show, what you would have seen, I won, okay? I was the only motherfucker on stage. Of course I'm going to win. It's not what I needed. I don't care about the gold medal. I didn't win. It's not a win in my eyes. Pointless. It's just, it was nice to get on stage. PCA was one of those where I got on stage and I was the best possible version of myself. I literally couldn't be any better. And I'm okay with that. Condition-wise, brought the condition. The issue was size, mass. I'm very happy how I stood on that stage with the other guys in terms of my condition. But I'm going to be perfectly honest. I never want to step on a bodybuilding stage again and feel like I'm a sideman. Be put to the sideline. At high levels, fair enough. When people say, oh, they got second call-outs in a higher level amateur show, that's okay. But in a PCA, on a PCA stage, where yes, the quality can be very good at times, and that Birmingham show was ram-packed and the quality was amazing, I want to go into it knowing that I'm going to be first call-out, and I'll be honest, I want to win. I can bring condition, and I know I can. I'm willing to work for condition. But the only thing I can't work for when I'm prepping is going to be size. So what's this year going to be about? How much time am I going to take off? I'm probably going to take 2 years off. I put on 14 pounds of stage weight in a year. Well, less than a year. Probably about 7 months of growing. And that's exactly what we're going to do again. But this time, longer. I want to take 15 to 18 months off purely growing. Next 2025 is going to be a period of, yes, growing. It's also going to be about living life, because prep does take a lot out of you in terms of what you can do with your life. I spent 5 months dieting, not going out, not seeing people, not doing anything, not going out for meals. Basically, you're locked in, you're a robot. You got to be that way. It's what you chose to do. I don't want to be that guy who preps every single year and spends 5-6 months out of my life not doing anything. When I can have flexibility, I can have growth in terms of good quality food, but I still have a little bit of reasonable flexibility with food so I can enjoy myself. And I want that. But I also understand and want more size. I want to go back on that stage next time confident. So however long it takes off, whether it's the back end of 2026, whether it's 2027, I don't care. I am not stepping on that stage again until I feel like I'm going to win a show. First year was about dipping my toes in. Second year was about, this year was about being better than last. We did that. And experiencing 2 shows. We did that. And doing back-to-back peaks in terms of week in, week out. We did that. Got the experience. So it's something that I can be able to pass on to clients. What do I want next? I want to win. It's my competitive nature. And it's not a case of, yes, it's always going to be a case of there might be someone better on the day that shows up, and that's okay. But I don't want to be the smallest on the stage. And the reality is, I was the smallest on that stage. Yeah, the most lean, the most conditioned to an extent. Like, I can bring that, that's not a problem. But I want to be against other people where it's like, okay, they've all got the condition, but I'm matching them with size as well, and then we can see who wins based off that. And I never want to be put to the side again, because you work so hard to be the best possible version of yourself, and that's exactly what we did. But at the end of the day, when we do compete, if you've got a competitive nature, you want to win, and that's what I want next time. I want to win, so I'm not going back on that stage again until I feel like I'm going to be in a position where I can do really well, and then I want to compete in the finals. I want to get the opportunity to compete in the finals, which obviously you don't get if you second call out, because you ain't going to get an invite. So the goals for when I next compete, probably do 2 to 3 shows and then do a finals. When will I step on stage again? Maybe back into 2026, 2027, early 2027, who knows? Let's just see what we can do over these next year and a half, 2 years. So that's going to be one to stick around for, because I have no issue growing, I have no issue eating, I also have no issue dieting. So it's more of a case of, let's just get to work. But a wrap up of the actual competitive season, 21 weeks of dieting, 21 weeks of, well, just pushing to new heights, pushing to new levels, experiencing what it's like to be ready really early and then holding that condition. And it's been good. It's been a good experience for me, and something I needed, and something I can carry over into my own coaching, into sort of my own experiences. And yeah, was it difficult at times? 100%, but that is prep. And I just know that this is something that I truly am passionate about. And that's why, for me, next time, it's not a case of going on stage to just be there and get put to the side. It's more of a case of going there to win. And it's not like being butthurt or angry about the fact that I was there. I needed it. I wanted it. I wanted to be against the people so I could. For me, it's a mental game where it's like, okay, well, I know where I stand now. And we went into this prep knowing that I won't be the biggest, but I wanted to bring the condition. We did that. So I want to know that next time I'm confident going into it, where it's like, okay, I'm doing all right here. I'm gonna be okay, because size wise, I've got that. So yeah, that's the approach. I'm very happy with the season. Very happy with the prep. Christian was an absolute fucking godsend throughout the prep, in terms of just his knowledge around prepping and getting me to a good level of condition, but also helping me hold that and also keeping me mentally in check, because it's fucking hard work staying there. But yeah, I've loved this prep. And like I said, I waited a week and a bit just to kind of fully reflect on everything and kind of what I was going to say. But like I said, it's not me being angry about the result, far from it. I'm glad that I went through that. I'm glad that I got put on stage with some big boys, because I needed it. Just now it's time for me to grow, to be one of those bigger boys. But yeah, anyone who's watched every single video throughout this journey, throughout this process, I appreciate you. Everyone who's enjoyed the sort of series and the prep series, again, I'm glad you did. But now we're on to different things. We're on to a different season. Recovery, get bloods done. We're dropping down to TRT in terms of PEDs. So TRT, we're just taking testosterone right back down. And I'm going to hold it there for a little while. We're going to get bloods done in 7 weeks, see where things are sat. And yeah, just focus on getting my health back to where it needs to be, getting my sort of appetite regulated, my body regulated in terms of sorting this edema out. And yeah, get ready to grow. So thank you for watching this series. Hope you've enjoyed the video. This is just the wrap up of the season, the wrap up of the show. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video.